weekly sit-down with local agricultural leaders and businesses. This is Tailgate Conversations. Presented by Pinnaker Chevrolet. Professional bull riding has become quite the popular sport, a competition between two highly trained athletes, one rider, one bull.
J.B. Mooney, professional bull rider. The relationship with me and the bull, that's how I make my living, you know. If he doesn't perform, I don't get a good score. They buck hard. If I do my job and stay on, we win a lot of money.
I'm L.J. Jenkins Cattle Company. Ever since I was little, I wanted to be a bull rider, and I rode calf steers, moved on to big bulls, and then I moved to New Mexico, and that's where I really started riding professional bulls. Had a great career with it, was 11-time PBR finalist. When I was younger, I always knew I wanted to be a part of this, so I started buying cows as I had some money, buying land, and trying to raise my own bulls. And so I had a backup plan when I did get hurt or retire that I could still be a part of it. And unfortunately, in 2015, I got hurt. I broke my neck. Doctor told me I'm never getting on another one. So I was forced to retire, and luckily I already had my background ready to go, and I had bulls ready to go. And that's what kind of got me to be a PBR stock contractor. It's all I've ever done was be with the PBR, and I don't know what I'd do without coming back. The role of a PBR stock contractor, it's more than just haul a bull up to town. It starts from whenever you're trying to breed the cow to the right bull. It's just like race horses. You know, you're not gonna breed a horse to a slow horse to try to get a fast one. Same thing with bucking bulls. You know, you're gonna try to breed a bull that bucks hard and a mom that produces. So as soon as they hit the ground, you start thinking, okay, what are you gonna do with them? Whenever they're about 8 months old, you can start putting a little dummy on them. And all that is a little 10-pound dummy, and you can press a button to make it come off. And you can kind of start training them at that age. And when they're yearlings, they can make up to $200,000 as yearlings, 2-year-olds, 3-year-olds. And then obviously your goal is to get them to PBR. The PBR is not just one athlete. You got your bull rider that most people's gonna know, but then you got the bucking bull. And you got, for instance, Bushwhacker, a bull back in the day, used to be one of the best bulls of all time, probably is the best bull of all time. He was featured in ESPN Sports Magazine, Best Body in Sports. So that just tells you right there, I mean, he's an athlete. And to be a bucking bull, you gotta be an athlete.
But as we all know, there's another important athlete to consider, the rider. It takes a lot of training, experience, and dedication for a bull rider to make it to the PBR. For most, bull riding is only a hobby, but for those select few, it's a job.
I started rodeoing when I was 3 years old. My family rodeoed, started riding sheep when I was 3, rode bucking horses, rode bulls, and liked the bull riding better than I did anything, so I stuck with that. When I was younger, the one thing, I didn't have all the natural ability like some guys I grew up with had. They just had it. I didn't have the natural ability, but the one thing I had, I just wouldn't turn loose. And over the years, I kind of figured out how to ride them instead of hanging on to them. But you got to try. I mean, trial outweigh being good any day, and that's what any young kid that's been around my house I've tried to help out, I'll tell them, don't worry about the rest of it. As long as you try till your head hits the ground, it'll all work out. But you know, from the time I was little, it was always a dream. And when you're that young, you're doing it for fun, and then it's supposed to stay fun your whole life, but then when you get up to where you're here, it's fun, but you're making a living doing it too. So it's pretty win-win situation, and I think for bull riding, the hardest part about bull riding is staying healthy all year. The bulls, they keep getting better and better every year. The stock contractors, it's kind of like the racehorse business. It's all about the bloodlines. They're trying to breed them to be as best as they can, which makes it harder on my job.
Bull riding is a unique sport because not only are the two athletes competing against each other, they also rely on one another to get a high score. We are here with Jay Doherty, who is part of the American Bucking Bull Incorporated. And Jay, take us through what is ABBI?
Well, ABBI is a sister company to the PBR for what everybody's here for, but we're mainly a bucking bull registry. We're a cattle registry just like Hereford or Angus like that. We're the third largest one in the country, have about 200,000 animals in there, but we're a registry, but then we also do events, and they compete for prize money just like the riders do. So just like the riders, the animals, they're judged on their buck, intensity, spin, everything that's going to get those riders to where they're going to have those higher scores. Those bulls that go out there that are flat, that don't spin, that kind of run off, that's where those guys get re-rides. So what they're looking for is a bull with a lot of intensity, a lot of buck, and a lot of spin to get those big scores.
As you can tell, both human and animal athletes are competitors and have spent hours training and working hard to make it to the top.